Hey, beautiful people. Closing out the weekend. Or maybe you're somewhere fun and it's good morning. But it's closing out the weekend for me. And we are on letter K. I do want to, even though I don't know that he listens to the show, I'm going to give him a big shout out to my friend Nick, who it's 3 years today for him away from gambling, drinking, drugging, impressive stuff. He's done a fabulous job, and in his first year, he was definitely the poster child of how we view maybe 12-step recovery. He went to groups, GA, I think AA or NA, I'm not sure which. Did some serious heavy-duty step work with his sponsor. He just really kicked ass and has been on an upward trajectory ever since. We were, quite a lot more social the first couple of years. Going to group together, golfing, bowling. I mean, we were hanging out for a while there weekly. And I haven't seen him as much, but I do know that everything in his life has gotten better. One of his first big purchases, and now he's made quite a few purchases, and he went from living on his mom's couch. He has his own apartment, newer golf clubs, a vehicle that matches mine. We're kind of twins. And his first big purchase, I remember, being a new blanket or comforter. And just the feelings surrounding how good it was to be able to make a purchase like that. And he always has such a good sense of humor. Like, oh my God, like I'm spending money on myself. I got this new blanket. Like, he just appreciates all the small things in life. So I just want to give him a big shout out today. I chatted with him a little this morning, and he's still doing great. And we love Nick. He's just a good guy. So moving on to K. Instead of doing 3 K words, because I've been falling into 3. I know I am not supposed to, but I'm going to do, well, who knows how many will fall out of my mouth, but I'm going to start with one word with 2 different functions. And I guess I tell you guys too much as it is, right? So I'll tell you that for some reason, all this crazy with a K, from my counselor to silly gifts to, I don't know, just all this weird stuff. The topic of sex keeps coming up. And so I'm gonna do K kiss for all the people that have sex on the brain. And that'll be the frame of reference. That's definitely a good self-care activity, is smooching and kissing and whatever comes next. That's as adult as I'll get that. The other beautiful thing about KISS, Kiss, and I'm sure that you've heard this. I think most have heard it because it's used in business. There's a class I take in Zumba called KISS. It comes up in recovery, but it did in this way with Keep It Simple, Stupid. Now, I'm not a fan of self-talk, so I guess we could call it Keep It Simple, Sexy. But let's try to find a good last S word so that we're not calling ourselves stupid. We're going to make that modification. I'm declaring that today on S Sunday, the last S we're going to change. How about this? I wouldn't do this in the work environment just in case, but how about KISS, Keep It Simple, Sweetheart? Okay. And it ties really nicely into recovery, especially at the center. We make it as simple as it could be. Don't gamble. Keep coming back. That's it. Don't gamble. Keep coming back. And that was part of our meeting yesterday, was a couple people reflecting on how crazy they thought the director of the program was when that was the instruction he offered when they first got to the center. You know, here they are, like probably the weakest, lowest moment they've ever been in their lives. Their families, you know, made them go in, and there's nothing but hopelessness and despair and sadness and frustration and overwhelm and all those feelings that are no fun to feel. And here's this dude, 70-some-year-old dude, saying, "Don't gamble." How crazy must they have thought he was in that moment? And the even crazier thing is, it works. You know, there's plenty of people in that room that went through that with with Bill, and I'm throwing that out there. So if you want to simplify it, oh, I know where this came up too. This came up in one of my classes that I was catching up on yesterday. Oh, here we go with my evening yawns. And the teacher said it as well, that whatever the topic was, I think we were talking about naming something, and he just kept saying, "It's easy. It's easy." I had another client and she was struggling, and I just kept telling her it's easy. And we broke it apart step by step, and they figured it out because it was easy. So whenever you're thinking that you shouldn't gamble or don't gamble, just go, it's easy. It's easy. It's just like retraining our brains to think of that last S as keep it simple, spectacular one, or sweetheart, or sexy, whatever that positive word is. It's the same way. Instead of saying not gambling is hard, let's say it's easy. And I will tell you, it does get easier. And I've learned from my journey a lot of the things that I've shared with you, and you see my approaches. And sometimes they're easy and sometimes they're not. But what has come out by doing the work is not gambling is easy for me today. There's no way I would risk everything. No way. Gambling can't beat me anymore. So I want you to find that happy place. Like, it's so freaking freeing. That was my deep one. My next two self-care activities. One is just so cute, and I can't even remember the last time I did it, but I love this. And if you're wondering how you should cure some boredom, how about this? Kite flying. That's it. Get a kite. Go outside. I know I should have bought one here this winter. It would have made it a lot more appreciative of all the wind and crazy weather that we had. But be a kid and go out and play. Play with a kite. Run around. If you have children, teach them to fly a kite. Be present in that moment. And my final one is, it's not actually mine. The final one that I really liked the best was kick butt. So I want you and me and everyone to kick butt in our recovery and kick butt in our lives. Find ourselves, be true to ourselves, just kick butt. Okay, beautiful people. Tomorrow's Monday, and I need to kick butt at that for sure. Big week this week. I'm only working a couple days at my real job. I was going to say that backwards. And then Tony Robbins' conference starts Thursday, which I've never been to before. And it's virtual, so I'm sure it'll be interesting, and I'm sure they'll try to make it over the top. But I'm looking forward to that. God only knows what you're in for next week, because I've heard a lot of things about these conferences. I know, it's crazy. I don't know that much about Tony Robbins. I know that he's part of the class that I'm in, like a coaching class, but it's not like we sit down and have tea with him. It's just some of his methodology and energy poured into the program. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this is all about. All right, that's it. Go kick butt, and we'll chat first. See you tomorrow.
And you're
Kidding.
well understood.